You can go damn. You're so pretty.
Are we giving it a couple minutes just without?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's minute 2, so
Okay.
by my watch, so we'll give it a couple.
Rodriguez. I'm the director of resident programming here at Breakers. How are you? How are you settling in?
Well, I'm getting there.
No, it's never easy building.
No, it is. Well, I'm getting organized in my part of the place. That's the important thing, you know.
Good. I'm glad to see you at a program.
Yeah, I've just, this week is going to be my activity, week, because, you know, last week it was just getting to know the lay of the land.
It's really tough. And I know we're straight up and down the hill, but I still sometimes remember what
It was more, yeah, right.
I just want to introduce myself. I know we met when you were on a tour.
Yeah, I remember meeting you downstairs.
I know you have some ideas for the program. I just wanted to see if I could answer any questions to help you get settled in and enjoy the program.
Well, you know, I'm going to try to do a lot of them this week. I have an outline of what I want to do.
So are you using the bus?
Oh, yeah. I'd be lost without that. I think that's great.
Yes, I always recommend to have a highlighter.
Yeah, right.
So much.
Yeah, well, Katrina helped out yesterday. We had a meeting, and, yeah, she was very helpful.
It's better than nothing.
Yeah, I'd love to. Yeah.
So once you're settled in,
Yeah.
the front desk and all of our business cards, I don't have I bring them to new resident orientation, so I'm sure you'll attend also. And then I can hand it out to you then. But I'm so glad you're already getting so settled in.
Yeah, I'm doing really well, I think, you know, considering, yeah.
So once you get over that hump.
Yeah, exactly, yeah, that's the worst part, just getting organized, you know. Yeah, but it takes a little while. So anyway, I'll main it and.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm here if you have any questions, but I'll keep an eye out for you at our program.
Okay, thanks, Molly.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm glad to know who he was.
I have some diagnoses on it. No, medical
I know one of the checks.
Right, Sharon and Chef.
I got you. And he was able, and there, and so I think we can join him. The doctor qualified. No, they like coordinated that's my first. They have people come to your house and then after that, then they hire and then they can go wherever you want to go. I have to go to see that's
Yeah. What did he say? What did he do? We can all sing.
On the whole, my knees are okay, but it's every once in a while, my right knee actually grinds. I can actually hear it grind. about to come out with the pandemic hit. Policy and different London.
It's hard to keep up, but.
I'm gonna start because I know Rose is on.
Good afternoon. I'm Christina Elger. I'm the Director of Hospitality and Resident Services here at the Breakers, and I know we have some more folks coming, so we'll, I'm just going to get started here. Thank you all for coming out. I know you guys got the memo about how to find resources, where to go, how do you get connected with things like physical therapy, or how do you find out, how do you get a visiting nurse, or your doctor says that you might need to have wound care or someone to help you set up medications, or how do you find a doctor in the area or a specialist. So these are all things that I get phone calls all the time on. I moved here and I need to find a doctor in the area or a dentist or an audiologist. I get all these calls all the time when residents move in, and sometimes for residents who've been here and their doctor retires. So we thought this would be a good opportunity to get people together and kind of answer those questions. So as we go through, if you have questions for each one of us that comes and does parts of the presentation, please feel free to ask. These are not all of the resources. These are just the resources that are handy here at the Breakers. I have lots more. If you have other questions about other resources that you don't see here today, please ask, and I can always pluck those, and we can have additional folks come in, or I can get you those additional resources. So some of the folks that you'll meet today, myself, Katya and Mina from Concierge Home Care, and they're located on the 4th floor. Cimbria, which is the physical therapy. They do physical, occupational, speech. Addie will speak more on that. And they're located within the Breakers, just outside the front, the glass doors down the ramp. And Home Healthcare Solutions, and they're one of our community partners that provides services here at the Breakers. So how it all works. So what I do, and some of you who have come to the floor meetings have heard me talk about this, but what I do is help you find those resources. So like I said earlier, you call me and you say I need a doctor, I need a dentist, an audiologist, an ophthalmologist. I help find those resources. And how do I do that? I ask what hospital system you want to go to, what your insurance is. I kind of connect those pieces for you. I use a lot of the people that are here today. I tap those resources because many of you know that I'm not a native to Chicago, so I don't have a lot of the knowledge that they all have or that you have that have grown up here. I tap a lot of the resources. I listen a lot to other residents who tell me how much they like their doctor or have a specialist that they like and that they've been going to, and I keep all that information handy so that when a new resident or resident's doctor retires, I have that information handy for you. I also will consult if you're at a hospital or rehab and you're coming home and you need to have a resource such as a visiting nurse, or you need a caregiver, or you're at a hospital and you're going to need to go to rehab. I have those resources. One of the greatest resources that I found is a website that I will send to you or your family, and it lists all the rehab centers in the whole area that you would stay at, and it gives them a grade from A to F. And then it gives you not only the reason that it's given that grade from A to F, it gives you all the parts about that it separates. So rehabilitation, food, laundry services, it separates them all so that you can see why they got that grade. So if it got a C, it could be they got a C only because their food isn't that great. Or they got a C because they were closed because of COVID, and people who did the survey at that time didn't like that they were closed because they had COVID cases. It gives you all the information you need to make an informed decision, or your family make an informed decision. I find it's one of the best websites around because it not only does this area, but it does the entire country. I just referred it to a friend today in Michigan whose dad is going into memory care. So it allows you to filter so that you can not only look at rehab, but memory care. It looks at all kinds of different parts of that location. So it's a great resource. If anyone from your family or you want to see it, I will definitely give you the website. It's a wonderful resource. If you are coming home and you need that resource for having a visiting nurse, I'm going to give you a resource of having Home Healthcare Solutions come in, where they're going to have, you guys have seen David, the nurse that's here in the building, I believe 3 days a week. I'll give you that referral. If they take your insurance, great. We'll go on and refer right from there, and you'll get a phone call. I always ask, can I pass on your information? I never pass on anyone's information unless I've gotten your permission first, and that's to any resource. I always ask, can I give your information? And then I give you their information. So I always keep your information private unless I've always asked. If somehow that the insurances don't work, I have other resources. So don't worry, if this resource doesn't work out, I always have additional resources, but I always try to start with someone that we know and is here in the building, and then we build from there. So there's lots, as you can imagine, there's lots of hospitals here in Chicago. There's always lots of resources, so we always are gonna have an additional chance to get you connected. So this is just a little snapshot of all of the people that I work with, all the different agencies and connections that I have. So Transitions Hospice is one of the ones that we work with, along with Journey Care. There's Rainbow Hospice. There's quite a few different hospice companies here in Chicago that provide palliative care, and we all work hand in hand with all of them. All of the hospitals, I talk with the social workers, discharge planners, almost on a daily basis. The Breaker staff, they do help me with a lot of referrals. The rehab centers, like I said, concierge home care, doctors, nurses, home health solutions. Those are all the folks that when you call me and ask, or one of these places call me and ask for a referral, these are the connections that I'm working with. So next up we'll have Katya and Mina from Concierge Home Care, and they're going to talk about how they connect with me. And then you'll see later how we all the pieces connect together.
Hello, I'm Mina with Concierge Home Care, and this is Katya, our Director of Operations. Some of you already know me because when you call, I'm the one answering the phone. I do the intake and staffing for the residents at the Breakers. So what type of services do we provide? We are a private duty home care agency, so we can provide anything from a one-on-one personal caregiver to anything as escorting to and from doctor's appointments, medication reminders, bathing services, laundry, and even pet care if you need that. This is all out of pocket. It's not covered by Medicare, but we also work with long-term care insurance. So if you have that, that can also cover some of our services. And how that ties in, things happen. You may have fallen and you hurt your wrist and now you can't do laundry. We're here for you. We're in the building 7 days, Sunday through Saturday, 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. If something should happen and you need us, we're here for you. It's peace of mind that if something were to happen, you can give us a call and we can see what we can do to help you. We are located, yes, we are in the 4th floor. So some of you know, we have on Wednesdays, we have our blood pressure clinic. So from 2 to 12, please come stop by for blood pressure clinic.
10 to 12, whoever.
On Wednesday? Yes, 10 to 12, 2 hours. But you can always come stop by and have blood pressure taken if you feel funny. Our caregivers are there. We'd be happy to take your blood pressure. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to give us a call. We'll try to help you as best as we can. And that's it.
Yeah. We're gonna pass out the tickets for the.
But does anybody have any questions?
Yes.
What, could you give me an idea of what lighthouse keeping entails?
Yes, it could be anything from washing dishes, throwing away the trash, doing some dusting. We're not doing the vacuum or washing the windows. It's light, but we're cleaning up. We're
Cleaning out
disinfecting.
refrigerator.
Yes, the throwing away on the fridge any expired food in the freezer. We're also doing that. So that's all part of light housekeeping. One of our popular a la carte service is called the wellness check. That encompasses anything. We have from 15 minutes to half an hour, and it can be doing, blood pressure, temperature, making sure you're okay, doing the bed, helping you walk. You have to walk, doctor tells you or the therapist tells you have to walk for 10 minutes. They can walk with you during that time. So it's one of our popular a la carte services, a wellness check. You can ask us, well, can you do this? We tailor it accustomed to your needs. Did I say that right? Customized according to your needs. And so that is what we call our wellness check. And so, again, with light housekeeping, you would let us know what are the things that you'd like us to do, and we would let our caregivers know. So they have a checklist of, we're supposed to do this, 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 and this during the light housekeeping task.
Okay, thanks.
Any other questions? Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Who's next, Rosa? Thank you. Oh, Cimbria. Sorry.
Hello, everybody. I'm Addie. I'm the therapy manager at Cimbria downstairs. Beyond the double doors, go all the way to the end of the hall, down the ramp. Our office is located there. Our clinic is located there. As everybody, few of you have been working with me before. Few are new. So we provide outpatient physical, occupational, and speech therapy at Cimbria, but we do also partner with Home Health Care Solutions to provide home health services in the building. We work with Nurse David, who is the nurse for Home Health Solutions Company, and we provide services in your apartment as needed. We do encourage more residents to get out of their apartment, get moving, come to the clinic, or come to the 3rd floor. But our services, whenever needed, are provided in the apartment as well. Okay. These are some of the services I already said. But we work on, we see a lot of patients post-op, like hip surgeries or knee surgeries. There have been patients who have come directly from the hospital after a knee replacement surgery, and we have rehabbed them back to the community. Some of you are able to receive a couple weeks of inpatient rehab at some of the rehab centers, but some of you do directly come back to the breakers after your surgeries. And we have worked with a lot of those folks to get them back to their prior level of function. Other problems are like we manage a lot of fall preventions, balance, and strength training. The occupational therapist might work on shower transfer training, or you have difficulty putting your socks and shoes on, or difficulty bending forward to do certain ADL activities. The occupational therapist works on all of that. The speech therapist works on cognitive impairments, which is like hard to find words, difficulty with remembering certain things, which could affect your safety in the community. Other problems that speech therapy deals with are swallowing. A lot of people do have swallowing difficulties, and the first sign of it is like coughing when you are drinking water or drinking some hard like food like a muffin, eating a muffin or something, and or gurgling off your throat when you have a gurgling sound. That's not normal. So speech therapists will give you swallowing exercises to work on improving those muscles, because as we age our muscles get weak, not just the leg and arm muscles, but even our swallowing muscles, our breathing muscles, all of them are aging. So at some point of time, some people might need help with that. So the speech therapist provides help with all of that. Our goal is to keep you independent as long as possible, as long as you can. Our goal is to retain you in this community, to continue to provide services so you do not have to go, you would not need caregiver services as much as possible, provide more strategies to deal with your aging and improve your independence in the community. We also provide well-being services. Half of you probably know Vincent, who is our wellness navigator, who has been conducting a lot of classes, different exercise classes. So they are different levels of classes. Some of them are just for seated exercises. Some of them focus on balance. So you can always contact us and ask us which class would be appropriate for you. He can also do balance screenings and can determine what level of classes are appropriate for you. He works with, I think everybody has seen him, and he has almost one class a day now that he's doing. We have all these screening tools that we have been using, but not as much. We haven't been marketing them as much, or we haven't done it on a large scale. But if you need, like, say, a balance screen, that is available at our clinic. You can always come to the clinic and or give us a call and schedule a balance screen by using different techniques. We have something called a Kinetisen, which actually shows how much deviation of balance you have than as compared to a normal balance, a normal person. If you do have any deviations, we would give you recommendations. If you don't, if your balance is under the normal limits, then we just recommend coming back for a test after 90 days. Okay, that's all. Do you have any questions or concerns? No? Okay, thank you.
Hello, everyone. Okay, so let me take this off. Hi, everyone. My name is Rosa, and I'm with Home Healthcare Solution Company. So we have a nurse named David. He's here Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So what he does is he sees residents that maybe just got back from the hospital or from rehab. I also have residents who have been calling me about future surgeries that are coming up. And I'll tell you, that phone call to me before the surgery even happens has been so useful.
I've been able to get orders before the resident even comes back home. We've gone over some, local rehabs and their pluses and their minuses, the good and the bad and the ugly, of course. So it's actually so helpful that if you have an upcoming procedure of some sort, that you let us know about it, because we might be able to fill in some, answer some questions, do some legwork for you. And I know one person in particular is going in on the 9th, and she and I have been able to work together and to make sure that when she comes home, she is really going to have a nice transition to her home with all the proper programs in place for her. So please, at the end of the meeting, I have my brochures, my business cards, come and see me, and I'd be happy to share my contact information, because you may not need us today, but if down the road you do, it's nice to put a face to the name. The services we provide have to be ordered by your physician, so that's why it's important that you keep up with your doctor's appointments, okay? If for some reason you can't get out to see Dr. Smith down the road, please let one of us know, because there are physicians that visit the community here, and we can go through those options as well and see what's the best fit for you, okay? Because not every person's going to match with Dr. ABC, right? So please feel free to reach out to us in that instance as well. So if you haven't been to the doctor, please get out to see your doctors, because without your visit to your doctor, you cannot get services in your home. There's not an actual recent doctor's note. So the other way you can go around that is, if you love Dr. Smith down the road, but you can't get out to see him, maybe see if that doctor could do what's called a televisit. And again, reach out to me. You don't know how to use your iPhone? I can bring my iPhone and I can have you do your doctor's visit through the telephone, and that counts. So the doctor, after that televisit, can actually write an order to our agency saying, hey, I want this patient seen. There's a big gash on their leg, and we can get started with you. So there's ways to get these doctor's appointments done for you, okay? The other thing is, with that being said, we report back to your doctor. So let's say Nurse David sees you on Monday. We submit a report to that doctor saying, hey, do you agree, doctor, that this resident needs one time a week for the next 4 weeks? And we can get that signed off by the doctor. It's very fluid. So if you get an order for nursing, physical, occupational, and speech, but my nurse goes to see you, and he might say, speech is not something this resident needs. So right now we're going to focus on nursing, physical, and occupational therapy. So if you go out to the hospital, myself or Kurt will call the hospital and say, this resident is currently under our services. We're providing nursing and physical therapy. What do you think, social worker? Do they need any other disciplines? So that's why I think it's important that I give you my business card. If you go out to the hospital, throw my card in your purse or your wallet. Give it to a son or a daughter. And when the social worker comes in and says, hey, I'm ready to send you back to the breakers, you say, look, be sure that these people know I'm coming home, and be sure that they can get started with providing me care, because I was getting taken care of by Addie, or I was getting taken care of by David. A lot of times what's happening is those social workers are responsible for so many residents that they may not make that connection with us. And boom, you're back here and we can't get started to care for you because we don't have the proper paperwork in place. So please make us part of that process, okay? We can also ensure that if you need a piece of equipment ordered, that we're advocating for you and we're telling that social worker, well, our resident was walking 10 feet. Now you're telling me she can't walk. What about us ordering some equipment for them, a wheelchair, and I can help with that, okay? So everything that we do, we work right alongside Addie and their team, so they would handle the therapy and we handle the nursing. Also, I think you need to know that every week we meet as a group on Wednesday mornings. It's Katya's concierge, it's myself, it's my nurse, it's Addie and her team, and it's the building. And we review residents and how they're doing. And we also say, hey, have you noticed this, or have you noticed that? Or could you knock on somebody's door? They had a little fall. We're not trying to be intrusive. We're just checking on you. We want to make sure you're well taken care of and that you have the best quality of life right here at the Breakers. So we're part of your community. And if there's anything that, you just, maybe you have a question and you don't think it's under my umbrella of knowledge, please call me, ask me. If it's not, we can research and we can see if it's something we can help you down the road. So please keep up your doctor's appointments. Please feel free to, stop one of us and ask us questions if you ever need anything. The other thing is that with Medicare, there are rules and regulations as to how long we can see you. So as long as we're constantly communicating with your doctor, we can see you from anywhere from 3 weeks to about a couple of months. So that's very nice to know. And it's covered under your Medicare benefits, okay? If you have the VA, they have some different, rules and regulations and their own group of people, but a lot of times they're so busy that they will turn around and give us the referral to take care of our veterans. Does anybody have any questions about what we do in the community right now? No? Okay. So the team so far is Addie with, yes ma'am. We do nursing, physical, occupational, speech, and social work. Concierge, what the services we provide are they're licensed professionals and it's covered under Medicare. So really it's a payment issue. With concierge, you do have to privately pay for it, or if you have a long-term insurance policy, which I really think everyone should take a look at, because a lot of times we purchase a policy and then we never look at it again until we need it, right? So I say everybody should go home and go through some of these policies, and lo and behold, you might have some coverage there. And it's nice to have a caregiver, especially, again, after a procedure. I've seen where families have been saying, my mom's coming home, I wanted her to have some private duties, some morning checkups or some evening tuck-ins, for the first week that they're home, just to make sure that they're doing well and they're starting off on the right foot. So I feel like with the combination of our nurse, our therapist, and then a little concierge help, you find that your family member is doing so much better and can get back on their feet quicker, So it is different. It's just a matter of what umbrella is going to be billed. Is it home care or is it outpatient? Because you can have home care for a certain period of time and then still transition to outpatient physical therapy, okay? So, and we work that out. We meet, like I said, weekly. So at some point, my nurse might say to Addie, look, I'm ready to discharge from the home health umbrella. And Addie will turn around and say, okay, we're going to bring them onto the outpatient umbrella. And your physical and occupational therapist still remains the same people, and it's going to probably change frequency. You might get a little bit more because it's now outpatient. That being said, if you're on home health, nursing, physical, and occupational therapy, Medicare does take a look at the amount of times you've canceled, the amount of times you maybe not showed up. So please, please, please try and stick to your schedule, because that's how we advocate for you. That's how we keep telling Medicare, please keep these benefits alive for our residents, because they need it. If they see cancellations, they're going to be like, they don't really want it, so then they'll say you have to discharge the patient. So it's like a real team here. We need you to do your part, and no, we don't always feel like exercising or doing the hard stuff or having that nurse come and change our dressings, but we have to, okay? Any other questions? Yes, ma'am?
My doctor had made a request for David to resume service to me,
Yes.
but I haven't heard anything yet.
Okay, then let's, you and I talk right after, and we'll make some phone calls. So, doctors, well, they've been a lot of fun lately. So they might give you a piece of paper at the end of a discharge from a hospital or doctor's appointment. Please give that paperwork immediately to somebody, okay? The doctor sending you home with a prescription, that's not enough anymore. It used to be. I used to have 2 weeks from you handing me that piece of paper, and that would be enough for me to get started, for care. But now we need the doctor's physician note. So his visit note from the last time he saw you and the order. They have to go hand in hand. So that's why I say important to keep up with those doctor's visits. The other thing is, when you get discharged from the paperwork, they'll send you home with a big packet of paper. That packet of paper doesn't help home health. It is not an actual order. So that's why, again, it's so important that the minute you're in the hospital, one of us is notified so that we can really start going after that gently nudging the social worker for that paperwork and saying, please share with me, give me that paperwork. You know exactly what I'm looking for, so send it over. So yes, I can maybe come across as a little bit of a pain to the social workers, but in the long run, it's because we need that paperwork in order to see you, okay? Any other questions? Please stop by and see us. We have some raffle prizes, and just want you to know that we wish you good health, and we're really lucky to be part of the team here. Thank you.
Any other questions? So as Rosa said, we meet weekly, every Wednesday. We meet every morning, Wednesday morning, and we kind of touch base. So if you, like you said, you got information from your doctor, if you're not hearing anything back, you can call any one of us. Myself, Rosa, Kurt, and I have everyone's information on a piece of paper so that you'll have everyone's information. I got it all typed nice and large so you can have it, put it in your purse, wallet, what have you. So that if you have questions or you're not hearing back from someone, you can contact any one of us because we all connect on a weekly, almost sometimes daily basis, and we all refer to each other. So-and-so called me, they want to want home help, somebody wants concierge services. We all touch base with each other continually and refer back and forth. So please, if you ever need any help with any one of them, don't hesitate to ask any one of us. All right, we put everyone's name in the bowl for the drawing. So we have a couple prizes.
I didn't put my name in there.
I'm gonna have somebody pick it out. Can you pick one out for me, please?
Don't go digging for your own name. Which one are we doing first? This one?
Yeah, we could do a little one first. All right, I have Marilyn R. Marilyn
Robinson. Okay, that one was from Concierge Home Care. Thank you.
Okay, and then we have from Rosa and the team with Home Health Solutions Company.
I'll say it nice and loud. From Home Healthcare Solutions, we have a beautiful foot bath that Molly and I are going to stand in line and borrow from whoever is the winner. We're going to sign up for it.
We'll be at your apartment
Have you
tonight.
picked out?
Oh, no, I don't want to accept whoever wins then. The winner is Bobby. This side is the winners over here. Congratulations. And we do have some other things, and I have all the information over here, so we'll kind of start passing it around to everyone so that everybody gets a chance to get all the information, and they have some pens and some other giveaways. But if you have questions, don't hesitate. I know you need to see Rosa. Thank you, everyone.
Judith, thank you for your nice voicemail. That was so kind of you.
Well, I appreciate everything you do. I want you to know that.
Thank you.
When you come up with these new